What's up, guys? Cody from Motorcycle MD, and a cat literally just walked into the shop, which is kind of strange, but progress being made on the CL450. I spent some time trying to route the wires for the handlebars, and that took a bit of time, but I got it done. There they are now. Obviously, I had to tuck the wires into the new bars. Made them, they're extremely long, you know, from the old handlebars being on there. But how I did it, pretty much, obviously you have your control, and it's kind of routed. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this in the frame. Harness goes through and down. You had to drill these holes, make them big enough. One side's always bigger than the other, but the way I drilled them, I put the fattest bit that I could put in my drill, like so. Worked it down to the left, to the right, kind of all the way around, slowly but surely making the hole big enough, and then chamfering that hole by just making it smooth so there's no like really sharp edges, so it can't cut the harness. Just doing each hole, man, from this one all the way down and routing them through. I wanted to come down right through the stem, not on the left, because here's the holders right here. I wanted to come right down in the center and not to the right or the left. So that's what I did, and they turned out really nice. I also put a battery in it and some cool tricks I want to show you on that. Let's get these bars on there real quick. Just so I can show you guys wherever I put the holder at. Somewhere. I think it's right here. So I'm going to route these down through the front of the neck, like so. And then, once those are squared away, I'm going to put these on like this. These cables, these harnesses are really long from those old bars, so I'm actually going to have to shorten them and rewire that front light, because I don't want to put all that excess harness down in there, you know what I'm saying? Bloop. I'm going to try to read the comments. I actually didn't even know that when people comment on the live feed, it doesn't show up in the comments before, but oh well. So there's that one. I'm just going to tighten one bolt so you can kind of see how they are. Like that. So as you can see, the harness is super clean. You can't see it running down through just like how they used to be, and it will run right down the center. Can you see it? Right here. But when I pull these through, the harness like this, right through the headlight. Look at how long they are. Look at that. And that's way too long for me. Alright, so I'm going to have to cut this in half, like there, and rewire it. And because these old bullet connectors are just old and outdated, when I go to put new bullet connectors on there, they will not fit in the original harness female connector. Alright, so I have to actually cut this so it's not so much excess hanging out in the headlight, but also put new connectors on here, probably make them waterproof, and then redo the harness female connectors, which kind of sucks, honestly. But if you want to make it clean, that's the best way to do it. I put the battery in. I really don't like the conventional style batteries, but I don't really have an option. I feel like they put a lot of corrosion over the terminals, and I just don't like that. But a good way to achieve not getting corrosion is just to go ahead and put some grease on them. Alright, I put some waterproof grease. That keeps the corrosion down to a minimum, which is what you want. If they had a maintenance-free battery for this bike, for that size, I would have went ahead and done it. But, again, time crunches at its max. I also been doing a little paint work with these heat shields, just to make them black, to kind of match this on the tank. It may not be much, but adds a little accent to the rust bucket that this bike is. But let's see. So the first signs of life is right there. See that little light? No, you can't. That's the first signs of life. You are witnessing it right now. So I believe that's the neutral light. But battery in, so it's got juice. I gotta wire it. So the next thing, after I cut and splice this harness, make it workable, will be the air filters. The air filters is a big problem. I'm trying to set this up so I can talk to you guys. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do. Whoa, that's high. All right, so this was the air filter box right here. Okay, look at that. As you can see, that air filter is totally worth using, but it's not, of course. But what I've read that you can do, people are selling repops of these for about 60 bucks a piece, and no, I will not be buying that. So even though it's fresh and new, I'd rather just not spend that kind of money. But obviously these are junk. All right, so what you can do is these rubber grommets here, which are the intakes for the carbs, you can pull these out like that. Obviously I'll put some new silicone around that once it's all cleaned up to reseal it into this box, but I want to keep it as original with a modern touch to it as possible. Okay, so which means reusing these. So what I've heard you can do is set them on fire. Literally put some gasoline around it and set it on fire, and that will burn off all of the paper. And inside, I don't know if you can see that, but that's actually a metal mesh. See that in there? So that will all stay put. But all the glue that's holding this on, all around here, it will all burn up. And that will leave me with a solid metal piece of framework. And then what I'll do is take a filter like this. This is out of an ATV. I got the biggest one that I could get. Right? And then I will literally just line this entire cone with this filter all the way around. That way it's oiled, it's cleanable, and again, I can oil it. So that's what's kind of cool and modern. It will add some more airflow, so I'm gonna have to, yes, increase the main jet size a little bit on this bike to allow it to respond at full throttle, but I need to do away with these. You actually see I can actually pretty much pull all that stuff off. And there's that metal mesh behind it. So I'm going to have to glue that filter on. It's again off the ATV that I found, or that we had in stock. So that will be the next feat, is getting this thing breathable. And so then once the carbs are done, which I'm waiting on the floats for, reason why, I'll show you guys that as well. So these old style carbs have these brass floats like these. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're full of fuel. They get cracks in them and they fill with fuel, and then it no longer floats, but it actually just sinks. So I'm waiting on these to come in. That's the main part for the carbs that I need. Everything else I can kind of, and as well as the gaskets. But so it's, bars are on. I think they look really clean. I like them. I sent an Instagram video out asking people what they thought. A lot of guys agree with me that that's just probably the best way to go right now. Battery in, carbs, and the air filter will be the next big feat. So I'm gonna rewire this front light, okay, make the line shorter, and plug it all in, and hopefully it all works great. So just want to give you guys a recap of what I will do next. Air filter stuff, I'll show you guys how that went down. Maybe even watch me setting it on fire, and that will be it for now. I got a little bit of work to do, so I appreciate you guys hanging out and checking out this video. Keeping in touch with me on the CL450 build. That's what I'm going through right now, and it will be a blast, I'm sure, as much as that was for putting the cables in the handlebar. That was a pain, not even gonna lie. But a good technique to have when you do drill the holes in the handlebar: dental floss with a piece of weighted material. Like if you got like a spacer or a nut, you can drop down through the holes, tie the dental floss to the harness, and then pull it all the way through. That works really, really well. But honestly, I wasn't even able to do that on these because I had to drill the holes myself, and I had to keep going bigger and bigger and bigger until I could finally feed the whole harness through. Grabbed a set of like small needle nose pliers, grabbed each connector individually and pulled it out of the hole until the whole harness was out, and then routed all the way through. That's how it went, and it was like an hour long for me to do that, and I didn't want to record all that because there was some swearing involved and stuff like that. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, Cody from Motorcycle MD, giving you guys quality tips and tricks on my build and your next daily rider. Tires and brakes, John B. Funny story. Thanks for the question, by the way. I have some brand new tires from 1988. Let me show you. I'm not sure how dry rotted these will be when I blow these things up, but the guy who gave me the bike is actually my boss, and he's been doing this since 1967. So he was here when this bike was fresh out of the box. He's an amazing guy. It's an honor to work underneath him and learn from him. That's where I get all my knowledge from, really. But he said, yeah, I think I got some new tires in the back. And I was like, sweet, let's see them. And he was like, oh yeah, here they are, from 1988, brand new. And they're hard as a rock, honestly. I'm gonna try to put them on. I have a feeling that the bead will rip when I try to put them on the rim itself. The brakes for this are drum. Okay, so drum front, drum rear. And the front drum is actually sticking. When I applied the front brake on it, it locked up on me. So I'm gonna have to go through that and grease all the pins up. So, year you were born, that's awesome. So, I will need to do some work on the brakes. I will put new tubes in it for sure, but I'm gonna try to use these tires, man. I don't plan on, going 100 miles an hour in this thing. It's really just for a 30-minute ride for the first time. I will put modern tires on it eventually. But great question. Tires and brakes, I do need to dig into that. That's one of the things to add to the list, so thank you for reminding me of that. But yeah, front and rear. There it is, all cobwebbed up. Thanks, John B. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, that's it. Chain and sprocket. I will need to put a new chain sprocket on this. The sprocket and chain are jacked. I'll show you. Bloop, bloop. Oh yeah. It's a standard chain, non-O-ring. As you can see, the sprockets are like shark teeth. And if I rode with this chain, it would probably snap and then break the engine case. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that there's new chain sprocket on it as well. And I'm actually gonna update it to a modern, modern O-ring style chain for sure. So I gotta order that. So I got parts coming in probably Wednesday. Thanks, ABC Center. That's a hard name. ABS Center Rider, I think. Thanks, man. It's actually a roach, so I appreciate you thinking it looks good. I'm working on a CB354, same reason, but in Bristol. So you got the UK parts. That's cool. That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. 350s are cool. I like the 450s, dual overhead cam. And just look at the motor, man. Like, I just love the whole nostalgia of the side of this motor. It's like motor porn for me. And I just love it. I love how simple design it is. But what was I saying? Chain sprocket, I will be doing that. And I hate the taillights. Honestly, the taillights in these things are like a freaking highway sign, how big that is. Yes, it's good to know people are seeing you stop, but I'll probably keep it for the ride, but that will have to go. I want something a little bit more smaller and not so stoplight-ish. But that's really it. Now, eventually, I mean, this bike will be fully operational and good to go for the ride, but eventually it will be torn down completely. I'm going to paint the frame, get the motor out, clean the motor up, all that good stuff. I wish there was a way I could like pull up comments, because I'm trying, wait, is there? Show? No. Okay. Anyways. If you guys have questions, I'm sorry that I'm missing them. 15-minute video already? Good night. Tell me if you guys enjoy this type of live situation. Honestly, to bring it to my level, I'm really like self-conscious about it, because I'm like, people don't want to watch this. Like, this is dumb. Old taillights are massive. Looking forward to seeing the end result. Appreciate your videos. Thanks, Sindre. I agree with you, but I feel like people don't want to see this. I'm like, this is just boring. So if you guys do enjoy this, let me know, man. Comment after the video's over. Just say, hey, man, keep it rolling, or stop wasting your time. I just feel like I want to give you guys the best stuff. So to me, this is just like boring. But thank you guys for just tuning in. I got 11 people watching right now, and that's awesome. And I am really appreciative of all your guys' comments. You guys are so encouraging. I've never been more encouraged in a while, so it's awesome. Live is more natural. It is more natural. That's where all the mess ups happen. So instead of me editing out all of my stuttering and all that stuff that takes place, it's actually live, so you guys can see my flaws. So it is definitely live, that's for sure. But I'm also looking for some tank badges. I saw some repop ones for like 60 bucks a side. Again, the $60 deal, that's crap to me. But tank badges will happen. These are the ones that just say Honda across the side. Content's awesome, so helpful. Thanks, man. And that's so encouraging. Alistar, that's awesome, man. Thank you for that encouraging words. You know what's really funny that I saw in this? So you got, obviously this is the calf burner here, like foot sits right here. You got a heat shield which works mediocre. But look at this passenger peg. It's literally underneath, like your toes may fit right here, but I 3D print my emblems. Dude, that's like another level, Tim. And that's fantastic, dude, that you're able to do that. I've never heard of someone doing that. That's really cool, dude. But I feel bad for any passenger on this, man, because your calf would be toast. Toast. I thought that was kind of funny. But, let's see. What's also awesome is this amazing seat. Like, it doesn't get more vintage than that, man. Like, straight up swivel back with a kickstand. That is just the coolest thing I've ever seen. I love it. I love it. Backpack hilarious. Let me get you a better view of it. Good old leg burner. Leg will probably sit here. I hope they like riding in the winter, because that'd be the best time to ride that thing as a passenger. But yeah, so I'm going to get back to work. I've wasted enough of your guys' time. It's almost an 18-minute video. That's crazy. Torture seat. Yeah. So yeah, rewiring, handlebars look great. I'm gonna go with that. And actually, also a really cool tip and note for any vintage guy with the old gas caps, the old button top gas cap. There was a recall a long time ago to replace that button top with a key open. It's a universal key open. It's no big deal. But if you have a button top and you don't mind the whole keep it original look, you can get a brand new gas cap installed for free. It's a never-ending recall from Honda. So, for instance, put me on the list, because I got a brand new gas cap from Honda, gasket seal, new pins, and a key locking gas cap, because back in the day when these things would tip over on the side, people would die because everything would catch on fire because gas would leak out and it never worked very well. So they put a brand new recall out back in the 70s to replace them, and you can still get them. They had to keep them available forever because of that reason. So you can get brand new ones, man. And this gas tank did not have one, as you can see there, and I got a brand new one. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, no more time wasted. You're very welcome, Tim. Go to any Honda shop and say, I want this recall done, and they have to do it. So you guys are fantastic. thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm gonna get to work. I have to get dinner. I never cut the grass like I said I was going to, so my grass is now Jurassic Park level, and I'm not too excited. My Honda mower will not appreciate that. So I will keep in touch with you guys. I promise you. Try to do a video every time I work on this thing and get something done. But I love talking to you guys. I love the content that you guys are enjoying. So ride safe. Cody from Motorcycle MD, giving you guys quality tips and tricks for your next build daily rider. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you guys want to do. I will see you next time. Later.